feeling nice. Cook it up with some fiery spice. Jerk chicken. Yes, yes, please. Sizzle,
What's
sizzle.
up, guys?
Safari spice.
Let's have some fun today. We're gonna have some fun. You know, I got my candle.
Dance in my cup tonight.
Gotta get the bushwalk going. The fun play.
Safari
Say
spice.
more, worry less. Come on, guys. See how we do.
Flavors blend.
A stress reliever and beef strategy. Stop. Woo!
Safari spice.
Come on, guys. How you guys been? It's been a minute. What's up, TikTok? Shout out to TikTok. Shout out YouTube. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good old time. Oh my God. I know this is the food channel. Y'all better go get a snack. What's up, guys? I'm back. Safari Spice. It's been a minute. Look, before we get started, you know, I always gotta shout out the sponsor today. Is gonna be Grenadine. Hold on, where's my camera? There we go. Grenadine. Grenadine, guys. You guys are making any type of drinks. Y'all know this is a cooking channel. Go on my playlist. There's a bunch of recipes that I have there. Fresh juices. Shout out to Jamaica. It is Jamaica Independence Weekend. Jamaica Independence is August 6th. So this is the weekend. So I don't know where you live, but down here in South Florida, it is what? Party, 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 party. What have you guys been up to, man? I miss you guys. Yo, before we get started, hit like, share, subscribe. At the top of my chat, I just opened up my ST shop. So if you want to support the channel, I have over 200 recipes. All the links are going to be in the bottom. So let's go. It's been a minute, guys. I miss you guys. I haven't been live in like a month because, you know, life just be lifing. Life be lifing. And I have just been doing my best like everybody else just to maintain. I've been just trying to maintain. But anyway, y'all like my piece? I thought it was cute. I thought it was very festive. It's saying summertime, guys. Yes, it's gonna be an eyelash day too. But anyway, what's been going on? So much has been going on. What Jay-Z's going on? He's trying to open up that casino in Times Square. Diddy's still trying to get bail and get out of jail. Uh, Shannon Sharp is a whole nother shenanigans. It's just, I mean, 30 days. I didn't go live for 30 days. Last time I went live, I think was the verdict. Was with the Diddy verdict. That was like, it's been a month that he's trying to get out. But enough about me. How are you guys doing? Have y'all been chefing it up? Hopefully, I'll have some merch soon. I have some aprons. I have been giving out aprons for free. I have people been supporting the channel. Anybody interested in the apron? Mm, let me know. What are you guys doing? Like, are you working? Are you vacation? Are you traveling? Are you just home doing nothing? Because listen, ain't nothing wrong with doing home doing nothing. You work hard. You get your place. You want to enjoy it. You clean it. And then, you know, your body's telling you, hey, take it easy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love my sleep. I love my sleep. Anyway, it's that time of year. It's just, you know, prom season's over, graduation season's over. I mean, we're already halfway through the summer. I mean, in Florida, kids are already going back to school. They're already buying their backpacks, going back to school. I'm like, where was summer? Where was summer? I really haven't been doing much of anything. I probably just hit the pool, do a little swimming. I'm not going to the beach because, as y'all know, the sharks are eating. Speaking about the beach, how sad was that with Malcolm Jamal Warner? That is so tragic. I just want to say peace and blessings to his friends and family. It's even worse, he was swimming with his daughter. I didn't even know he had an 8-year-old daughter. That was really sad. Did you guys see the what they did for him? They had a day. They had a memorial for him down in Costa Rica. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see. It was India Irie. I kind of have a show kind of planned. Was this nice? Is this it? Let me see. I'm not gonna play the video, but if I could grab some pictures. There's a photo. So on YouTube. Nope. They had a lot of some celebrities went out there and they put roses down on the beach. They had a lot of flowers. They had like a prayer ceremony. There wasn't a lot of coverage about it, as I could see here. That's interesting. I think the family was requesting privacy. I heard two things. First, I heard the mother wasn't going to bring the body back and have it serviced in California until August when it was his birthday. Then I heard they had something down in. Did they have the funeral or did they not have the funeral? I'm kind of lost. I'm kind of lost. But there was a nice picture here. Hold on, I'm gonna share this picture right now. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. I think I heard it was like India Irie, and they had like a spiritual kind of ceremony. You know, he was very into his Afrocentric. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see this? Yeah, here we go. So they went down to Costa Rica. Black expats of Costa Rica celebrate the life of Malcolm Jamal Warner near the site where he passed. They prayed. They put flowers at the seeds and fruits. I think they wore all white, and it was pretty beautiful. It was nice. Now I don't know if they had something in the States. You guys let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure. So did you guys see? Shout out to Busta Rhymes. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. So he got his star on the Walk of Fame, which is pretty nice. So it costs 85,000. I think 50 Cent paid for his. So I don't know if they call that a sponsorship fee. But if you get voted in, and you got 80 racks, you could get a star on the Walk of. You could get one of those as well. Mm. But what caught my attention? He was on Instagram. I was scrolling last night and I saw him give a little speech.
Describe how I feel right now. I'm over here getting drunk off a bottle of Aquapana. It's the best beverage. First thing in the morning when you wake up is some Aquapana. Yeah. A full bottle out this bitch. Cheers to me.
Okay, I stopped it right here because this is what I noticed. I'm not trying to roast anybody, but how his nails are looking better than mine. Do you guys see my fingernail? Look at his nails. Can you guys see this? Let me try to zoom in. Hold on. My sister was like, yeah, his nails look nice. Look better. Where does he go get his manicure? Do you see his fingernails? Look right here. Look at my fingernails. That is an embarrassment. So I don't know. He doesn't look like he has on any makeup. His hairline looks good. It looks natural. It doesn't look like he got a fake. You know how the men, I know they dye their hair and they dye their beard. His line is nice. His hair looks natural. I like. Okay, I'm gonna go there. He don't look like he got on any foundation. His teeth are perfect. I think he did his teeth over. His teeth are like perfect. He got perfect teeth. His eyebrows are bushy. I like it. I don't like the metrosexual with the guys. I don't like a man whose eyebrows look better than mine. But the nails. Now I know with the younger generation men, you know, the boyfriend and girlfriend, they have matching nail polish. It's like it's not metrosexual. It's like against toxic masculinity. That's what it is. But his nails, I see men like I'm all for a man going to get a pedicure. Like that's cool. And I think I don't like a man with dirty nails. I think a man could get a manicure. But most guys usually don't get polish. If they get polish, they get clear. But his nails, guys, look at his nails. He got acrylic. Either those are fake nails or he got acrylic. He got acrylic on those nails. I know. Look at my nails. Now, my question in the comment is this. Am I wrong for calling out Busta? Listen, Busta was trying to be part of Native Tongues. Hello, Native Tongues right there. Let's break it down. Queen Latifah, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, Chiali, the leaders of the new school, Busta Brown, Charlie Brown, they were trying bad to get voted in. And we would have loved to have y'all. Busta Bus, are you kidding me? but he didn't make it. But he was still part of the crew, which is fine. I'm just saying. I want to know, what do you guys think? Because I'm like, I know I'm a woman. My nails are not done. And my nails are not done because I haven't had time, because I have been washing dishes. I have been cooking. I kind of did my hair and my makeup and my lashes. But I'm just saying, I know Buster got, you know what? I'm going to just give it to him like this. He was going to the Walk of Fame. He got his flowers. Shout out to him for getting his flowers. And he got his nails did. And he got some tips. I'm not saying the man is zesty. And if he is zesty, that's his business. I'm just saying, why is Busta Rhymes' nails looking better than mine? Can someone cash at me so I can go get my nails done? No, let me stop. Guys, listen. I got nails right here. I got nails for that. I got 1, I got 2, I got 3. What kind of nails y'all want? I got purple nails. I got French nails. I got that. Y'all know. I got a whole kit. I do my nails, but I'm just saying, I was in my feelings when I saw Busta's nails looking better than mine. Okay, let me get off of Busta. I didn't really mean to come on here, but Busta, but let me just take it back for a minute while we are on here. So like I said, he paid for 80. He got his flowers, $85,000 for the star. It's a promotional. He wants to be on social media. Okay, great. He's given us great music. But what about, remember, Israel Ramez, his bodyguard, that got murdered at his video shoot in 2026. Y'all remember that? He got a lot of smoke from that. He got a lot of... I don't think that's something that we're going to just bury very easily. I don't have a picture of Ramez up here. But on February 5th, 2006, during the filming of Touch It Remix video in Brooklyn, a dispute inside the studio spilled onto the street. Amid the chaos, someone opened fire and shot Ramez. Ramez, may rest in peace, in the chest, fatally wounding him. Ramez was Busta Rhymes' long-term bodyguard and friend. So they grew up together. He was from Brooklyn. He was working for him. Like a lot of these rappers tend to have that mindset when we come from the ghetto or the urban community and one of us gets out, they feel a loyalty to bring that's why a lot of them go broke, because they bring all their family, they bring all their friends, right? They pay everyone's bills. So Ramez was Busta's friend, bodyguard. Reports suggest that he may attempted to wrestle the gun from the shooter at the scene. Busta Rhymes initially told the police he was inside when the shooting happened, although witnesses placed him outside near Ramez. He expressed condolences and promised to support Ramez's family financially. Okay, so there was a lie. Witnesses said, listen to the story, Busta's best friend, childhood friend he grew up with, made him his bodyguard. They were in Brooklyn. He got unalived. Busta says, I don't know anything about that. I was inside the building recording the studio. Eyewitnesses say, no, that's cap. Busta later declined to speak further with the police, citing an unwritten street code against cooperating with law enforcement, something that has been controversial. So that's your best friend. Now, could you imagine the family? Wait a minute. Think about the family. This is your day one. Y'all went to school together. Y'all go tour together. He's bodyguard. He gets unalive for whatever reason. Maybe it was a robbery. I don't really know. And then the police are like, well, cooperate. And Busta's like, nah. How do you think the family felt? The family would be upset. And they were. But Busta said he would cover the funeral costs. This is in 2006, guys. He later decided to speak further with the police, citing an unwritten street code, cooperating with law enforcement. His case remains unresolved to this day. Doesn't sound like Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty's case was never resolved. Tupac's case is never resolved. Biggie's case is never resolved. Busta Rhymes' bodyguard got murdered is never resolved. Did you see a pattern? Come on, God, think. Get with it. Wake up. Everybody be zoning on Y'all don't read. Y'all saw y'all come to me because we gonna read. We gonna read. Anyway. There was tension between Buster and his family. He didn't want to talk to the cops. He paid for the funeral. He said he was going to hit off the family with some money. Did the family get the money or not? Was the family going to sue? Was the family going to sue Busta Rhymes for negligence, sue the label? I mean, so my family member is going to work for you and he gets unalive and then that's it? I just get a nothing? I don't know. I didn't mean to dig this up, guys. It's just the fingernails. I saw the fingernails and I was like, oh, here we go. It was an argument involving other entrees. Now, was Vibes Cartel there? What year did Vibes Cartel? Hold up, because you know Gaza, Vibes Cartel, and Busta are tight. Because remember when he was in prison in Jamaica, Busta was going down there to see him, and they were doing music together. It was money. Don't sleep. Vibes Cartel was making a lot of money from prison. But I want to know, what year did he get? What year? I know I'm bad for bringing this up, right? All right. So Vibes Cartel went to prison in 2011. This happened in 26. So there was a beef. So I'm wondering if Vibes Cartel had anything to do with it. Don't quote me on this. I don't know. Because I don't really come on here. I don't really want to talk about anything unless I can bring some receipts. If I ain't got no receipts, I'm going to just let y'all know. A lot of times this is always over a woman, right? Isn't it always like BMF, Big Wolf? It's always a woman. I was just telling a friend the other day about, they were saying, oh, well, Tupac got shot at Quad Studio because Suge Knight. What? Suge? What is Suge? Because Misa was seeing Suge, so Suge got Diddy shot in Quad Studio with Tupac. I was like, no. Diddy was hanging out with Haitian Jack. When Biggie Smalls was his best friend, said, don't do that. Haitian Jack was seeing Madonna. Haitian Jack started bringing Tupac around Madonna. Madonna and Tupac got a friendship. That's going to be a problem. It's always a woman. Power. Busta Rhymes, let me stay on my ADD. Let me stay on topic. Busta Rhymes initially cooperated mentally and refused to provide legal site truth. No one has ever been arrested for the charge. All right, guys. That's all I got for that. I'm leaving Busta alone. Congratulations. He got his star. He paid $80,000 for his star for promotion. Okay, Shannon Sharp. Let's go on. Did y'all see this other video? Yo, I would have roasted. I'm roasting today. I'm cooking today, guys. I'm cooking today. Today's gonna be stir fried cook all day. Hold on. This video was funny. Well, hold on. Let me share. I gotta share my screen. Oh yeah.
I'm looking at you, my brother.
Hold on. Let me share my screen. I forget to share. Oh God. All right. This was funny. Shannon, do y'all like Stephen A. Smith? Do y'all like him?
I'm looking at you, my brother. And I say this affectionately. You might be one of the dumbest folks on the planet Earth.
Oh my God. I gotta play that again. I gotta play that again. Because he was so serious and then what he said was hilarious. Oh my God. Let's watch that.
I'm looking at you, my brother. And I say this affectionately. You might be one of the dumbest folks on the planet Earth.
Shannon Sharp. What are we doing now? Uncle Shay Shay? Uncle Shay Shay, what are we doing? Wait, Stephen A. Smith is funny because he comes on here all serious. He's like, I want to say this with a sincere apology, my brother, with all due respect. You gotta be the dumbest MO I know. Wait, he was all serious. He was like, well, by the way, Shannon Sharp Shannon, Uncle Shay Shay. What? What is going on? I gotta put my glasses on for this one. I gotta put my glasses. Oh, these too dark. Hold on. I'm gonna get serious now. It's time to get serious, guys. Y'all like when I talk like a man. All right, here we go. Shay, Club Shay Shay. Monique told you, leave them young girls alone. Go get you an old woman. You in your 50s, and she could rub your feet. She gonna cook you dinner. And I don't want that. I don't want to eat with her. I don't want that. I don't want to date my age. I want to date my wage. I want to date my wage. I get $100 million. I want to date my wage. I want to date my age. Monique told her, and then the social media came and they put Shannon Sharp with. Y'all are so crazy. They put Shannon Sharp. Hold on, let me look that up. With what's her name? Diana Ross's daughter. What is her name? Shannon Sharp. What's Diana Ross's daughter's name? Tracy. Tracy Ellis. Tracy Ellis Ross. That's right. So y'all AI people. Yeah. Monique tried to warn them. Oh, here goes. Y'all are funny. Look at this picture. Yeah. Look at this picture. Hold on. I need to learn how to make PowerPoints because I could do this quicker, but I just be how we do, guys. All right, hold on. Y'all should just play me in the background, like when y'all are like driving, or you're like doing laundry, or you're cleaning the house, and just have it. AI is crazy, y'all. Look at. I did not make this picture up. I did the driving Miss Daisy, but I didn't do this one. Hold on, I gotta share this one. Look at this picture, guys. Y'all are gonna laugh. Look at this. They actually look nice though. It's Shannon Sharp and Tracy Ellis Ross. And that's what Monique was saying. Monique was like, you need to go find a woman your age, in menopause, already had kids. Y'all could be grandparents together. Take it down a little bit. Have her rub your feet, cook your dinner, massage your back. I don't want that. I don't want to date my age. I want to date my wage. I don't want that. Right? But they look beautiful, right? But nah, slappy, messy Shannon, who's probably traumatized growing up in the South, in the racist South, where you couldn't date white women. You probably couldn't marry white women. Girls probably picked on him and was like, you're ugly. He definitely probably has some self. Because this girl, this OnlyFans chick, okay, I'm going to be honest. It's just my opinion. And we know what opinions are like. Everybody got one. She doesn't really, she has a body of like a child. She doesn't really have much body. I mean, for Shannon Sharp, he's a tall, nice looking man. I mean, he's a little like, he could be a little silly, corny, goofy, or whatever, but he's attractive. I mean, she's not like a model. And then they were into this slave play, bondage. Like what they said, the video is there. Jamal, y'all go to was it Vlad TV? I think it was one of them channels. Jamar was talking about. He saw the video. He was on all fours, walking around on all fours, barking while she was slapping him with a. Hey guys, if you guys got kids in the background, get them out of here. This is not the channel for no kids. Y'all got minors in the back, get them out of here. Everybody get them out. Because the topic's about to get real. She had him the video and the judge said, this is crazy. Shannon, all right, let me focus. I'm going to roast Shannon. Here's why. You didn't want to pay for your daughter's wedding. Your daughter asked for $30,000, right? And here we are. See, God don't like ugly. Y'all men out here don't want to be doing the right thing. Look at this.
Budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but
Hey, my daughter's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
what number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay, so you can have a wedding with 30,000.
I don't know what you can have. I ain't one getting married. I don't give a damn. Hey, they better go get one of them. Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate?
I'm gonna get copyright strike, but this is funny. Let's just let it rock. He talking about his daughter. He talking about he not giving Shannon Sharp, who was getting $250 million from Spotify, $100 million from YouTube, equity in his podcast. Plus, he was getting paid from the NFL. Said he wasn't going to give his daughter $30,000 for a wedding. Listen to this. He said, "You better go cook your own fried chicken."
Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate? $10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get.
Do you guys see this? Listen. This is his daughter right here. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Look at her. Gorgeous. Daddy. Now, in most cultures, I'm not going to talk about Black American, because I don't know Black American, white American, I don't know American, but most cultures, Indian, Arab, Asian, it's tradition. Back in the day, the man would say, "I'll give you 10 cows for my daughter. I'll give you a camel for my daughter." It was arranged. And married them off at 14, 15. They consummate the marriage at 16. Yes, other countries it's legal to be with someone under 18. Yes. It's only in America we got all these laws and rules. So it's customary for the father of the bride to pay for the wedding. He's worth whatever million, multimillionaire, double digits. She asked for 30,000. She didn't even ask for 100,000. I know people whose parents they're not over that. They're people spend 100,000 on a car. I don't, but I know people they do. So 30,000. He told her, "You better go fry some catfish and some chicken and be gone." What? This is why Stephen A. Smith said you got to be the dumbest MO I know. Listen to what this guy said. I'm gonna play it back. It's hilarious.
Hey, my daughter's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30.
Now we know Chad Ochocinco's cheap. He's like, I still got my money, because he said all his cars he rented, all his jewelry he rented. He said he was smart. He said his grandmother taught him to save his dimes, and he wasn't tricking on no women.
Okay, so you can have a wedding with 30,000.
I don't know what you can have. I ain't even want to get married. Shit, I don't give a damn.
Said 30,000. Take it or leave it.
Hey, they better go get one of them. Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate? Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate?
He says spaghetti. You're my daughter. I don't care. You better buy a box of spaghetti and fry some catfish and go. Okay. All right. We got the. We'll do that.
$10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get. Man, I'm not finna go. Hey, just because they somebody. Oh hell, now man, I wish I might. Think that money put a down payment on the house.
He looked real serious too. He meant that. He looked real serious.
Man, you crazy, Ocho. And I wish I might put all that money for my daughter just because I got it.
But you got me crying.
Okay, I can't with this dude. I can't with Shay Shay. So let's move forward. Shay Shay's daughter said, "Give me 30,000 for a wedding." He said, "No, go make some spaghetti and fry some fish. Fry some catfish. Because we from the South and that's what we do." Okay, fine. But this OnlyFans chick that you met in the gym that you was dealing with for 2 years, told you on phone recording, "I want 25,000 per cheek." 25,000 per cheek. Anyway, guys, like I said, I ain't been live in a month. I know this is last week's news, but let's just get to it. So he allegedly settled for Tony Busby sued him, which is interesting because he lives in Nevada. She lives in Los Angeles. There's certain counties in Nevada that hiring or paying women for entertainment is legal. He lives in the counties where it's legal. However, had he went to trial, he doesn't live with people of his peers. He's living with millionaires. He may be the only African American there. So he's probably going to lose. So I think mistake number one he made, first of all, I don't know why you dealing with a 19-year-old. I don't know why you dealing, that's some emotional immaturity. I don't know why you never had no NDA. I don't know why you just didn't go to an agency or personal escort service, that you just went with a random chick in the gym. You doxed her online. You said it. Nobody would have known none of us would have ever known. You're 50. She's 19. Listen, guys. I got a 17-year-old. Let me see. How old is Shannon? Bub Shisha. How old is he really? He is 57 years old. He's almost 60. He's 57. She's 19. I got a 17. If a man 40 years older came to my house to see my daughter, boy, let me tell you, we have to sit down and have a long conversation. But he wanted the BDM, and that's what she said. Hey guys, get the minors out the room. She was in the BDM. He wanted slave play. So he paid $33 million. She sued for $50 million. He went out there, and another mistake number 4 he made. You. Oh my God, no NDA. You came publicly. You doxed who she was and her age. You told everyone there was a video. Play the video. Play the video. Play the video. These men with money, why don't you just zip it and play the lawyer to talk for you? Now you got fired by ESPN. You're probably going to lose the $250 from Spotify. You're probably going to lose the $100 million from YouTube. And did you take out the equity from your podcast to pay off the $33 million? See, unlike with Diddy and Cassie, we had an employer, employee, employer, Bad Boy Records, artist, 10-year contract. It was paperwork that she was an employee. So when she sued, that activated his insurance, his business insurance paid off Cassie the $20 million. Then she went to the hotel because they didn't obstruction of governmental procedure. I presume they didn't do the right thing to protect the public. So they paid her $10 million. And allegedly, I don't know if this is true, guys, let me know in the comments, did the liquor company, Diageo, did they give Cassie $20 million? I'm going to get to that in a minute. Let's stay on Club Shay Shay. Now Shannon goes on there and says, Tony Busby is trying to set up a black man, and that's why Jay-Z, you're trying to set us up. And you know there's a video of you out there. Anyway, they go for the settlement, right? And they settle allegedly $33 million. So she gets 20, the lawyer gets $13 million. And $13 million, that's not a lot of money for Tony Busby, because he just got $600 million. He just got $600 million lawsuit. He just won a settlement for $600 million. So for him, $30 million is nothing. Don't underestimate Tony Busby. A lot of people always say they're always underestimate him, and you shouldn't. Hold on, let me see how much he settled for. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on one second. $640 million for wrongful death. He got that on May 29th. Yep. Busby wins historic $650 million for a wrongful death. So this little 33 million, that's not really nothing. So that's the mistake that I feel like that he made. He told her age, he said her identity, right? And everything else.
I'm looking at you, my brother, and I say this affectionately. You might be one of the dumbest folks on the planet Earth.
That is hilarious, right? That's her daughter. Let's see what else he said.
Somebody said, "But oh, you were helping eat fish and spaghetti at a wedding?" Hell yeah. Yeah, talking about dude asked, "Are we getting our money back if y'all get divorced? I'm gonna need a receipt." Hell nah, man, please, man, they be doing too much, Ocho. Now, everybody, and I'm just trying to figure out, chat. When do we get to this point where we just try to impress everything? Somebody had a wedding. Well, I gotta have a bigger wedding. I got the damn dress all the way. I mean, the train, man, you gotta have the train, have a flatbed bring the train in. Girl, I like.
All right, guys. Do you guys think you can have a wedding? Do you think he should have paid for his daughter's wedding $30,000? But instead he paid the other girl, the 19-year-old, $33 million. $33 million, but he didn't want to give his daughter $30,000 for a wedding. Come on, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know below. Anyway, guys, I'm back. We have an interruption over here. Now, let's see. What do y'all think about Diddy? Y'all think Diddy should get out of jail? What do you think? The judge just voted and denied the bail again for not the first, not the second, not the third, but the fourth time. Let me take off these glasses because I ain't doing Club Shay Shay no more. Ooh, boy, it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. I don't know where you are, but out here in Florida, it is 106 degrees. Oh, it's 106 degrees out here in Florida. Okay, now, Diddy. I'm done with Shay Shay. I'm done with him. I cannot. And he want to run his mouth about Skip. And he was running his mouth about the other one, Antoine. Who is the other NFL player? That hold on, I gotta look it up. I can't remember. Hold on. Is his name Antoine? He's always there was another ESPN football player that got caught up in a similar situation. I don't remember his name. You can let me know in the comments. Anyway, there was another sports figure that got caught up, and he was like, "Oh, you should just come online and apologize. You should just admit it." And he was doing the same shenanigans. Guys, all right, enough of that. I think karma. You should have just not been cheap. I think you should have just went for your therapy, dealt with your slave issues, your racial issues, your prejudice issues. You can date outside your race, but maybe if she was a little older and you were a little younger, and you wasn't into the sadomasochistic, the slave play, the BDM, and all. Y'all just got some. I don't know what's going on. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy out here. Anyway, Diddy. Did he do it? What did Trump say? He's like half innocent, half guilty. What did Trump? Are you going to pardon him? Maybe he's like halfway right, halfway wrong. He's kind of convicted, not really. What? I'm going to break it down right now. Do you think the judge? So Diddy went for bail, not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times. They jammed him up. You're going to sit in jail. You're not going to get no bail. You're not going to get no rugs. You're going to sit here and listen to everybody. come and testify. And what about all the workers? Guys, have you been watching all of these male entertainers? I think there was 30 of them, but I only watched like about 5. And they're all writing books. Jesus. You go back to my last live. I think it was called Cassie, Victim or Co-Conspirator by Clayton, whatever, one of those entertainers. I did a book review on his thing. They all kind of said the same thing. All the male entertainers was interested. They were all with her like 5 years, 10 years. They all thought they were the only one. But some of them did say, the problem I have with them, the issue I have is that when you saw the DV, these male entertainers are coming to get a bag. They're coming to get 5,000-10,000 each worker, and they're going through an escort service. They're going through an agency. They're being tested, all that. But a lot of them now are crying that they were rugged against their will. Maybe not, probably. But when they saw the DV, they didn't do anything. Nobody did anything. That's the only thing I found disturbing. I mean, there's a lot of things I found disturbing about the whole thing. Like, there's a bunch of shenanigans. So, we had the trial. He was acquitted. 5 cases. He was acquitted of RICO. He was acquitted of S trafficking. He was acquitted. Well, they never brought up the bang bang and the rugs, but he got the 2 transportation, right? Transportation, which is the Mann Act, right? Which is 10 years. Both count. So he's facing 20. He's looking at 20. Should Diddy, do you feel? Because everyone, after the trial, everyone was like, yeah, you beat the RICO. Everybody was celebrating. His lawyers were doing interviews on TV. His kids was outside of the court doing push-ups. They were dating, twerking, and, all this craziness was going on. The craziness was going on. So do you think Diddy should be home, out on bail? There's a problem with the case because they're going by the law and they're saying, well, it's a few things. No one's never been arrested for the Mann Act, which was written in the 1800s. I think it was a slave act. I think my last live, go back, I broke down the whole slave act. I mean, not the Mann Act, how it was started, what was it for, right? They didn't want black women dating white women. They didn't want black men dating white women and taking them across state lines. That's how it started. He was an athlete. He was a boxer. I don't know if it should be abolished. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I don't really study the law. So, what Diddy's lawyers are saying, hold up. Why do I need to eat? I don't want to accept. Let's backtrack a little bit. Diddy feels like, allegedly, I don't know, I didn't talk to him in prison, but from what I'm hearing, why do I want to accept these 2 charges on transportation? Because he's like, I never engaged with a male entertainer physically. I never paid any male entertainers. I never, the male entertainers and these women had their own long-term relationships, friendships for years. 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? They had their own because he had J-Lo, he had Kim Porter, he had Gina, he had his whole other Hugh Hefner entourage. So he allowed his women to have their male friends as long as he was in control. And that's another thing, he's very controlling. Only if he was directing it, controlling it, paying it, if, when, where, when, how, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Right? So the attorneys are like, why does he have to sit here and be convicted of the Mann Act when he never hired them, he never paid them, he never engaged with them? All he did was watch. So it's voyeurism. Guys, get the kids out the room. This is not for the minors, right? Voyeurism. And not only was for voyeur, and that he recorded it You can't record someone without their knowledge. If they sign and they acknowledge that they were recording, that's fine. He didn't sell it. He didn't do anything for profit. He didn't profit off of anything, right? And he said he recorded it only for his personal use. It was for his personal use, right? So Diddy's attorneys are like, get him up out of here. What are you doing? Get him up out of here. But remember now, I think why Diddy's like, I don't want to accept that. One, he wants to get out of jail, of course, obviously. If I had one house on Star Island, I would not, and a chef, I would not want to be sitting in no 2x4 eating corn dogs or whatever he's eating. So he sued Diageo. He won. They settled. What was it? 200 million. I don't know if they own 1.5 or 2 billion or something. There's all these type of numbers coming out. But if you look up the document in the lawsuit, there's something called a character clause. Look it up. There's a character clause. So by Diddy accepting the 2 federal man charges, I don't know if that means there's a violation in the lawsuit or the contract. Of course, he bit the hand that feed him. He's working with the largest global spirits company in the universe. He made 400 million or billion, whatever he made after 15 years, and then he goes and sues them. So it's like, hey, stop it. You bit the hand that feeds you. That's a no. You can't do that. But this character clause, I found that to be very interesting. Hold on. I'm just going to look it up real quick. When all else fails, go to your chat GPT. The term character clause typically refers to a set of guidelines often used in sports, baseball, voters to consider a player's integrity, sportsmanship, overall character, alongside their playing ability to contribute to the game when evaluating them for the Hall of Fame induction. Maybe that's why Shannon Sharpe got fired from the ESPN, of course. So there's something with the character clause that was written, I believe, allegedly with the lawsuit with Diageo. So I think Diddy's like, I'm not taking this Mann Act because I want my money. So of course, what do Diddy's attorneys do? They just got 10 million. They're like, hey, we might get another 5 million. Let's run it back. They want a retrial. Let's retrial this because he did nothing wrong and get a not guilty. And then Diddy's ego's like, yeah, I beat the RICO. I beat the trafficking. Let's do a retrial. And I'm going to beat the transportation. But it's bigger. It's bigger. They denied his bail once, twice, 3, 4. No one in the Mann Act was ever held without bail. Usually slap on the hand, let him go, but because this is like a non-violent. But if we're going to look at the paperwork, let's look at the paperwork. Shout out to the Diddy docket. Diddy docket has been excellent. There was this paperwork right here. We're going to go through this right here. Now, it is actually 11 pages. I'm not going to read the 11 pages, but we're going to skim through it. This was to Judge Arun. This came out July 31st. So, 2 days ago. It was Thursday. All right? This comes from Jay Clayton. Now, let's break this down. Let's break it down, guys. Pay attention right here. Jay Clayton. This is him right here. Now, remember, Joe Biden had appointed Damian Williams initially. Joe Biden appointed Damian Williams, right, initially, when the grand jury voted for the indictment. And remember, Trump became president. When Trump came in, he didn't get rid of Maureen Cuomo right away. He waited till the case was over, and then he brought in Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton and Trump are friends. Also, Tony Busby and Trump are friends. Tony Busby gave more than $500,000 to Trump campaign. So Tony Busby now has like 20 civil lawsuits or something like that against Diddy, and he's friends with Trump. Why would he want Trump to pardon Diddy? Plus, Trump put Jay Clayton in charge. So that's his friend. He probably just said, go through all the paperwork. Let me know what's there. Because I don't like the fact that my hotel, remember all through the case, all these FOs kept saying Trump Tower, Trump Tower, Trump Tower. We were in Trump Tower, right? Here he goes right here. Jay Clayton to be the interim U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York. That came out in April. Because he knew he was going to fire Maureen Comey because that Epstein, he don't want nothing with that Epstein stuff to come out. So he put him in place in April 16th. President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that Jay Clayton, a former chairman of the Security Exchange Commission, will serve as interim U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, while the administration pursues Senate confirmation for him to serve as the role full-time. Clayton, a lawyer of Sullivan & Crowe who specializes in mergers and capital rising, is a political independent who developed a reputation with the SEC. So he's not even a U.S. Attorney. Is he a lawyer? Former chairman of the stock exchange. All right. So that's Trump. So that's Jay Clayton. He took over for Maureen Comey. She got fired. She was up out of there because I think Trump got rid of him because he was sick of the whole Epstein stuff. So shout out to Diddy Docket that posted this. So we're going to go through this really quickly. Diddy asked for bail for the fourth time. He's trying to get home to his kids. He's trying to live his best life. And this is what Trump's friend was appointed U.S. attorney because they got Damian Williams up out of here when Biden left and Trump came in and Maureen Comey's out of here because they wanted nothing about Epstein coming out, right? Despite the court's clear ruling, the defendant must be detained pending sentences. So they're saying, nope, he has to stay in there. He's got 2 felony counts and he's not going to get sentenced until October 3rd. He has to stay held. Sentencing is mandatory. This is with Jay Clinton. This is his writing. I'm reading it right here. Is mandatory. And the defendant cannot demonstrate by clear, convincing evidence that he's not a danger to the community. Okay, so what they're doing is like, forget about the video. He assaulted Cassie in the International Continental. Okay, that's past the statute of limitations. That happened in LA. But what they're using is Jane Doe. I'm not gonna say her name. Jane Doe. She sat on the bench and she testified in front of the jury that she got pushed, shoved, kicked, whatever. Remember, Diddy went in the house and he broke the 4 doors and she came with pictures. So that was in 2004. That was recently. So that assault, that DV assault is what they're using, Jay Clinton is using for him not to get out on bail. Now, supposedly Diddy's in there. He's taking, he's like mopping and cleaning, trying to get out on good behavior. Allegedly, that's what I hear. He's doing a drug abuse, substance program, a DV program. He's trying to do all this stuff to say time served, get out good behavior, right? As he should. I would be doing the same thing. I don't know if you guys ever been to prison before, New York. It's not somewhere you want to be. One day can feel like a year. It's not somewhere. I'm not saying that I've been there, but I'm just saying that's not no place you want to be. Trust and believe. They're saying Jay Clinton, he said the defendant has presented no reason for the court to reconsider its detention ruling. And then remember, was he doing shenanigans? Like he was doing payola and he was selling sardines and he was trying to sell fish to get credit because he was getting credit on the phone and telling his kids to call Dawn Richards. He was calling the witnesses like 50 times. So he was already like witness tampering while in. So he was breaking law while he was already in prison, incarcerated. Okay, I'm trying to speed read through this really quick. Applicable law, a lot of DDD. The court already denied the defendant's request at the sentencing presiding for bail pending appeal. Okay. Number 3, number 1, number 2, number 3, denying motion to reconsider detention pending ruling sentence where the defendant failed to meet the standard for motion for reconsideration. The standard for granting motion for reconsideration is strict. A motion for reconsideration of the court order determining a motion must be filed within 14 days after the court's determination of the original motion. A memorandum no longer than 10 pages in length setting forth concisely the matters for controlling decisions that counsel believes the court has overlooked. Okay, so they're basically saying Diddy's attorneys, they filed a motion to have him out on bail. So the prosecution, the government had 14 days to respond, so they're responding. I'm going to go through this really quick. Discussion, Defendant failed to show any exceptional reasons. Even setting A's that the defendant failure to meet or even address the proper standard for the motion reconsider if the defendant's motion still fails. Hold on one second. My TikTok. Hold on. I think my TikTok was I had to do something real quick. Okay. Even setting aside defendant's failure to meet or even address the proper. There's nothing exceptional about the defense's Mann Act convictions. The defendant spills much ink explaining why the underlying facts of his convictions make this continued incarceration exceptional. However, the defendant's arguments. Hold on. The defendant spills some ink. Hold on, guys. I'm skimming this. There's nothing exceptional about that. Okay. They're just like, they're not letting him out, guys. Look at this. 11 pages from Trump's friend, Jay Clayton, about why Diddy should not be let go, that he's violent. Okay, here we go. Even the court were to consider the facts underlying the convictions as considering exceptional circumstances, the nature of the defendant's crime reflects abrogating, not mitigating factors, and therefore support the defendant's detention, not his release. The court should reject the defendant's minimized version of his own contact, which he describes himself as a mere John, far from being the ordinary of casual consumer of commercial schmecks. The defendant transported the individuals for the purpose of P on hundreds of occasions over the course of decades. Paul, Cassie, and Jane. They're not having it. You know, these Republicans are very conservative. Finally, the court should reject, this is still coming from Trump's friend, Jay Clayton, of why Roten, Judge Arun, of why Diddy should be refused bail for the fourth time. That's what I'm reading the paperwork. Finally, the court, it's 11 pages, so I'm just skimming through it. Finally, the court should reject the defendant's pages long a recitation of historic Justice Department police as both relevant and misleading. In the past, the department had a policy specifically related to enforcement of the Mann Act, which focuses on prosecution of the Mann Act in context of commercial cases, but the department no longer has specified policy related to the Mann Act. They're trying to hit him with federal trafficking offenses. But I don't know, because Diddy, they're saying he never profited from him. So do you have to profit off of the Mann Act or no? Could it be for personal? And they're bringing up some cases. They're bringing up different cases. Like I said, this is 11 pages. It is also worth noting that the defendant's bail motion, he put up $50 million. He put up $50 million. His passport, he'll go home with the ankle bracelet. He'll come back for sentencing. It is also noteworthy that the defendant's bail motion is devoid of any claims that the defendant himself was impacted in any way by condition he alleged. The motion does not make any specific allegations regarding the defendant's own medical care, exposure to violence, or experience with lockdowns. The fact in the motion that the first government has heard any risk of the defendant's safety or for the matter the issue that the defendant's treatment in MDC aside from his request during the trial and additional time with his lawyers. Something about lockdown, medical care, his experience with the physical facility. I know they got extra cameras. I know ever since Epstein, with that happened, they got extra cameras on him. Extra cameras. And I don't think he's in general. He can't be put in general population. Let me skip down. The defendant poses a danger to others. Remember, the judge got a lot of letters too. I think the chef wrote a letter. I think Cassie wrote a letter. The judge was getting a lot of letters. I don't know if Tupac Shakur's family wrote a letter, but they were like, "Don't let him out. Don't let him out. Don't let him out." Look right here, guys. This is what's interesting right here. This is redacted. This whole page, there's a half of a paragraph that's redacted that you and me, the public, cannot see. Now, a lot of other times I came on here and we talked about, shout out to Ticket TV. Ticket TV had the paperwork, and I was trying to find it. I have it in my computer somewhere, but I didn't bring it up. That there was a victim number 5. It was a victim number 5. Remember, 1 was Cassie, 2 was Mia, 3 was Gina, who disappeared. 4, we all know 4 is so-and-so, the rapper's baby mama. But there was a victim number 5 that the judge was like, no, we're not going to deal with that now. The judge didn't put everything in this case. They never charged him with bang bangs. They never charged him with rugs. And it was a victim number 5. They didn't put all the eggs in one basket. Only the judge knows everything that was there that wasn't included. Now also Donald Trump knows what we the public don't know, because his friend Jay Clayton, who took Maury Comey's job, is telling Trump everything that's in the paperwork. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm on page 10 of 11 pages. I'm on page 10. That went to judge room on Thursday of why Diddy was denied bail for the 4th time. They're going to jam him up. I'm going to let you know right now, he's jammed up. He's going to get double digits. I'm going to go to the sentencing guidelines right now, because if it was time served, good behavior, slap on the wrist, you're getting a pardon, it would have happened already. It would have happened already. Get out. You're not violent. We don't care about... It would have happened already. No. No. I believe... Listen, I was wrong with the RICO. I thought they had him dead to rights with the RICO. I was wrong. I'm admit it. I was wrong. I thought I saw trafficking. I was wrong. I didn't see the videos. I wasn't the jury. The jury is... We got to respect whatever the jury... If you believe in the system, I got to respect whatever the jury's verdict is, right? Got to respect it. But I was wrong. But let's look here at this paperwork. Why is this whole paragraph redacted? They did release... I'm sorry. After the trial, the redacted version of the case, I think they did release it. It's on Diddy docket. I haven't had time to go back and look at it, but I think so. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back up the redacted part. It says the defendant has failed to show that he is not a danger or a risk of flight. The defendant poses a danger to others. That's the part that's redacted. Let's go back. You see it right here, guys? The defendants claim that his violence against Jane was somehow provoked is disgraceful. Moreover, the fact that the defendant committed this vicious attack just 3 months prior to his arrest. That is true, because when he was arrested, he was in the FO in Manhattan, in the hotel, across the street from the park, with the rugs, with the baby oil, with the lube, with the black light, and the heat. He had a heater. He thought he was up in the club. He was making them hotels like clubs. All them hotels, I would never want to stay in any of those hotels. And while he was ambiguously aware, the fact that he was under federal investigation highlights the court's concluded the disregard for the rule of the law and the propensity for violence. They said, so see what they said right here? 3 months prior to the arrest, he DV'd. They trying to say, Diddy's lawyers trying to say she provoked the DV. What? Let me say something. Let me time out for a minute. I'm going to stop sharing so I can get your attention. Let me get your attention. Okay, guys, I'm here. You see this shirt? Jamaica, right? Okay. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from New York. I could get loud. I could get vulgar. I could go point my finger. I could get up in someone's face. But you know what? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if you get loud and you point and you yell and you shout and you curse and you get into the wrong person's face, you as a female, and you get into a man's and you provoke him, you're asking for trouble. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case. When Cassie got hit, she got down. One thing that told me, and this was really sad, because a lot of people I know was like, oh, this is sad. I probably shouldn't even say this on live, but I'm going to say it. I'm not going to shout out. I'm not going to say the person's name who said it. But a lot of people who saw that Cassie's video that I know where I'm from in New York, they were like, that wasn't that bad. If you can say that wasn't bad to get beat and dragged and pulled by your hair in a public hallway, that means what violence have you witnessed growing up? That's what that told me. I was like, what have you experienced in your life? What did you see in your home? What did you see in your schools and your neighbors? You know, growing up in the Bronx, yes, it's very violent. It's very rough. I don't know what's more rough, if it's Kingston, Jamaica, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, or the Bronx. I don't know. I probably say Kingston. Is Jamaica the top murder capital of the world? Oh no, I think it's Colombia. Anyway, so you got to be mindful of what the Cassie. I can't believe I'm back here talking about this. I think we're all traumatized with it. So yeah, I had to watch that video so many times. I think when Cassie took that fetal position, you know, she put her hands like this and she curled up like a little infant. That's what crushed my spirit, because she assumed the position, which told me that he was beating her like that on a regular. He was hitting her like that on a regular. I'm just going to lay here and I'm going to take it and we'll move forward. That was the most saddest thing that I had thought. And he broke her spirit enough for that she couldn't fight back. But what Diddy's lawyer is saying in the paperwork, if you read the paperwork, which I'm going to read it right now. Look at my nails. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. Got better nails than me. Damn you, Buster. Diddy's lawyer is trying to say that Jane Doe provoked Diddy to break 4 doors and run down and beat her up. Okay, let's go back. I just had to share for a minute. Let's go back. Let's go back to the paperwork. Guys, I've been on here for a month. We're going to do this. Here it goes right here. Okay. The defendants claim, Diddy's claim, that his violence against Jane Doe, the rapper's baby mother, I ain't gonna say his name, was somehow provoked is disgraceful. So they say it's okay to be. So Diddy's lawyer, his team is saying, It's okay to beat a woman. She provoked it. What's it going to say? It was self-defense? And that was 3 months before he got arrested. Moreover, the fact that the defendant committed the vicious attacks was just 3 months prior to the arrest, and while he was ambiguously aware that he was under federal investigation, highlights, as the court concluded, a disgraceful for the rule of law and the propensity to violence. Okay, the defendant contends that he does not propose a danger because the trial record does not reflect acts of violence by the defendant between 2018, when he ended the relationship with Miss Vantora, and 2024, when he was viciously assaulted Jane. As an initial matter, the defendant's violent attack of Jane and his year-long prolificity, some notorious violence against Miss Ventura and others, is most then significant to establish his dangerous. But the defendant's suggestion that he went several years without inflicting violence with other persons simply is not true. The defendant did not engage in several acts of violence between 2018 and 2020. Ooh, okay. So they're saying, okay, he might have. Diddy's team, so they'll prosecute Jay Clayton, Trump's best friend, the government. The government redacted a paragraph because they're saying, okay, he might have DV'd Cassie, he might have DV'd Jane Doe, but it didn't matter because he was in this long relationship from 2018 to 2004 where he never hit her. Is that Young Miami? Is that Young Miami? I don't know. Although this evidence was not, this is redacted, so I don't know. I don't want, allegedly. I don't know, guys. Although the evidence is not presented at trial. So you see, the government has more information that's been redacted that the public has not seen. But the Judge Arun has seen it, and that's why they're not giving him bail. Although the evidence, look right here, what do you mean? I'm reading right here. Although the evidence was not presented at trial, the court is free to consider it in assessing the defendant's dangerousness. There's something, recognizing that proffers are permissible both in the bail determination and the bail record. There's something of violence in here that has happened that wasn't part of the trial that they don't want the public to know, but the judge can see it. It's the system. That's why they say the system's always rigged, system's crooked. The defendant flight risk. Okay, we get into whether it's flight risk. Maybe he is. Maybe the defendant also fails to establish a clear and convincing evidence that he's not a flight risk. The defendant faces significant penalties of crimes of conviction as raised in the government's July 27. Signed, respectfully submitted, Jay Clayton, U.S. Government Attorney. And there it is, my friends. There it is. Jay Clayton, Tony Busby, Donald Trump, President Biden, Damian Williams, Maureen Comey, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Epstein. Did y'all know Ghislaine Maxwell got moved? They moved her. Man, that was quiet. I'm going to go look it up. Hold on. She got moved. Ghislaine Maxwell was recently transferred from a federal prison in Florida to a minimum security prison camp in Texas, Byron, Texas. I hear it's more nice. So Trump moved her to a suite. She was previously held at the Federal Conviction Institute, FCI, Tallahassee. So she's been in Tallahassee. The move for the federal prison camp, Ryan, which houses nonviolent female offenders, represents a shift of less restrictive environment with dormitory-style housing and lower staff to inmate ratio. The reason the transfer has not been officially explained by the Bureau of Prisons, that was Trump, has not been officially represents shift to restrictive. Okay, the reason for the transfer has not been officially explained by the Bureau of Prisons. though it occurred that Maxwell met the Justice Department official regarding the Epstein investigation, fixing the Epstein Maxwell, criticizing the move, saying that she's getting preferred treatment. Sorry, okay. So, where did she get moved to Texas? The recent transfer number that I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. She got moved to federal, so she got an upgrade basically. She got a 20-year prison sentence. She got interviewed 2 days ago. Are they trying to do reality TV with celebrity inmates? Crazy. I'm trying to look at the name of the prison that she's. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing this for a minute. She's in Texas. She went from Florida to Texas. She got an upgrade. They have no reason. The Bureau of Prisons, like, they don't have no reason why it happened. It's Trump. Um, I was quiet, boy. She's in Byron, Texas. Trying to see what the prison camp looks like. Do y'all think she's gonna get let out? Do you think she should get pardoned? I don't think. I don't think that Diddy's gonna pardon. Pardon. I don't think Trump's gonna pardon Diddy because he was just. Look at what he said. Hold on. Look at what he said. I'm gonna tell you right now. Look at this. Oops. Hold on. I'm gonna put my volume up. Did I lose the? I think I lost the video. 1 second, guys. Everything was going good. I didn't have the volume up. Is this on mute? Okay.
White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, oh, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people. White men like Trump need to be banished.
All right. So he said Trump should be banished. And y'all think he's going to pardon him? Knowing that he's best friends with Tony Buzbee, and Tony Buzbee got 20 civil lawsuits against him, and he's best friends with Jay Clayton. He appointed him there, and he's a conservative Republican, and he's telling the judge, deny the bail. What do you guys think the sentence is going to be? I still want to see where just saying Maxwell. I want to see this federal prison. Hold on, let me look it up. Let's see this clubhouse where she's at. Let me know in the comments. Please tell me in the comments. Do y'all think that Diddy is going to get pardoned? Y'all think it? I say no. I feel like it would have happened already. I can't find any pictures what the place looks like, so whatever. All right, guys, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna do one last thing before I get out of here, but today's gonna be a heavy upload day because I still got some more things I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna come back and go live again. All right, it's gonna be. I ain't been on here in like a month, so I want to catch up on everything. All right, so shout out to the Diddy docket again, because remember I was telling you about. All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see. All right, we're gonna play. We're gonna have some fun. So, like we said, we all know the video came out of Cassie. Wait a minute. No, Cassie filed a lawsuit in 2023. Then his house got raided. Then after that, the video of Cassie came out. We went to the trial. He had 5 counts. He was acquitted on 3. He's sitting waiting sentence. Sentencing is October 3rd. He asked for bail 4 times. It was denied. Diddy's attorneys want to retrial the case to get rid of the character clause with the Diageo lawsuit so he can get his $1.52 billion. They're slapping him on the hand. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Diddy was out there running his mouth, talking about men like Trump need to be abolished. And you think that Trump is going to pardon him? I said no, because he appointed Jay Clayton, was his friend, to replace Maureen Comey because he fired him because of the Epstein, and Giselle Maxwell just got an upgrade in her prison camp. She got moved from Florida to Texas, where she's in a she's not in a maximum security. She's with non-violent offenders, right? And they're saying that he's being held, was denied bail, even though he put up the $50 million, said he wants to go home to his house in Star Island, wear ankle bracelet, give up his passports, hold his plane. But they said no, because he was still committing crimes up until the day of his arrest in the hotel with the male entertainers. And that 3 months prior to that, he had assaulted Jane Doe, and she testified on court and had the pictures, right? Anyway, guys. So here we go. Here's the federal sentencing calculator. So you got USA versus Sean Combs. This case number right here, 124 CROO54. One of the 2 counts right here. Just go down. So here what it goes. You have level 14, level 16, level 18, level 22. It says here, this calculator estimates federal sentencing guidelines based on 2024 U.S. sentencing guidelines. Manual results are for entertainment purposes only, because it should not be considered for legal advice. Okay, here we go. Level 14 is for transportation. Level 14, coercion. Level 18, see right here, and 22, trafficking. So he got for the transportation, so that's level 14. So put that there, right? Standard base offense level for knowingly transporting an individual for interstate or foreign commerce with intent such as to engage. Okay. Details on specific offense characteristics. It says here, provide specific offense characteristics that may increase the offense level for conviction, including enhancement for fraud or coercion and interstate of international travel. 0 adjustments. Fraud. Interstate international travel. The prosecution may seek level 4 enhancement for each count alleging that Combs' conduct involved coercion directed to victims like Cassie Victoria Jane Doe to have rugs for FO under arrest. This defense does not address this enhancement, likely opposing its application as they focus on lower offense level 16 without specific offense adjustments. Then you have interstate or international travel enhancement. If this offense involved the use of commercial carrier or otherwise involved crossing the state or international boundary, increased by level 2. The convictions under 18 USC require interstate or foreign commerce travel evidence to show Combs caused victims to travel interstate internationally for FOs, with examples like planning to fly Jane to New York on September 2024 for transportation escorts across state lines. Okay, there it is right there. The defense is silent, possibly arguing it is redundant since interstate travel is an element of the statute, or that not all acts involve crossing boundaries. The fraud coercion enhancement +4 is speculative as the prosecution has not yet formally applied it and the court will determine its applicable based on the evidence of coercion, violence, and drug use negating voluntaries. The interstate international enhancement +2 is highly likely to apply inherent required interstate foreign commerce. And the trial evidence confirms across state lines. If applied, the fraud coercion enhancement at level 4 per count significantly increased the guideline range. It applied the interstate enhancement adds 2 levels per count. The court will evaluate trial evidence to confirm specific acts of transportation. Okay, guys, I'm just reading some guidelines. Okay, so there was, here we go. So it's a level 14 transportation. Number of victims 2. This is sentencing. We're doing the sentencing guidelines. Okay, here we go. Commercial purpose, level 2, interstate, international. If the victim's under 18, use of computer, internet, fraud, or coercion. All right, so we're going to do this together. Commercial purpose. Well, he wasn't for profit. Interstate, international. I didn't hear anyone went international. I didn't hear anyone was under 18. Use of computer or the internet. They did find them on Craigslist, so that would be the internet. So I'm going to say fraud or coercion. I'm going to say yes because remember the fraud. I'm going to take you to your birthday to Hawaii. We're going to have a good time. Or where were they going? No, Turks and Caicos. Everyone was going to Young Miami, Cassie, Gina, Jane Doe. Everyone was going to Turks and Caicos. Hey, it's your birthday. We're going to go to Turks and Caicos. We're going to celebrate your birthday. Ba-da-da-da-da. They get down there to get to the hotel. Then there's meal entertainment. Next thing you know, there's an FO. So I'm going to say, so commercial purposes, I'm going to say no because he wasn't profiting. International, interstate. Yes, they flew. Interstate, international, no, but interstate, yes, because they proved, the federal government proved with the receipts that Bad Boy Entertainment, American Express corporate card was being used to pay for hotel and airfare, interstate to fly from LA to New York to Miami. So commercial purpose, no. He didn't profit. Interstate, yes. International, no. Under 18, no. Use of computer, internet, yes. Because I'm being judge of room. This is they already wrote up. They wrote up the sentencing guideline paperwork. Hey, the U.S. government already wrote up the sentencing guideline paperwork. They went through this already. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just showing you the process where they're going. We already said he's denied bail. He was violent. He beat up Jane Doe 3 months ago. 3 months before he got arrested. That's it. No, he's violent. No, he's not getting out. They jammed him out. They don't want his $50 million. They don't want his passport. They don't want his planes. They don't want his kids. They don't want none of that. We're dealing with conservative Republicans in office. Okay, politics, guys. We got the interstate, yes, 2 levels. That's 2 victims. Interstate, yes. Computer, internet, yes, because they were finding everyone online. Sometimes escort services, fraud or coercion, yes. They testified, yes. They were under arrest and fraud, and they were also rugged. Okay. Victim-related adjustments. Vulnerable victim. Official victim. What? Victim was partially vulnerable due to age, physical, and mental conditions. They said Cassie got kicked in her head so many times that she was mentally ill. Was she vulnerable? She was our employee. She didn't have any money, or she did have money. I don't know. Victim was the government official, law enforcement officer, or protected person. No. Okay, no. So it wasn't a government official. Would you say there was a mental issue? A vulnerable victim? I don't know, because they were saying she was free to leave. They were saying she was very manipulative. I'm not gonna check that. I'm gonna leave that off. I'm not gonna say they were mental illness, and I'm not gonna say they work for the government. Defendant's role in criminal activity. Here we go. Defendant's role in the criminal activities. Okay, here we go. Defendant played a minimum role reserved for the defendants who plainly among at least culpable of these individuals. Defendant played a minor role in criminal activity. Defendant's role was typical of most participants, cannot clearly believe. Defendants organized, led, managed, supervised one of the person. That's what it is. Organizer. Was he? Leader. Defendant was the organizer or the leader if a criminal activity was involved of 5 or more percent. Was it 5 or more participants? Well, see, that's what Diddy's saying. He's like, I didn't hire. He's taking the burden off of him. He's like, I didn't pay them. I didn't hire them. I just watch. But if you look at the interviews of the male entertainers, I think there's 5 of them that are online, and they're all talking. They all say the same thing. Diddy was directing, filming, ordering. He would tell Cassie, leave the room, come back to the room, sit down, stand up, turn around. He was directing it. So he has to take some. I'm going to go level 3. You could go from a -4, -2, 0, +3, level 4, +4. I'm going to say it wasn't involved 5 or more participants. Was it 5? I don't think it was 5 or more at one time. I think it was him, Cassie, and like 3, 2. Oh God, Jesus. I'm just gonna leave it at he organized and was a leader. Okay, let's go. Obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice level 2. Defendant willfully obstructed and impeded the administration of justice with respect to the investigation prosecution. Well, he did obstruction of justice when he paid the $100,000 bribe to the workers at the International Continental. But we're not talking about that. He got not guilty on that. I mean, he wasn't even. That was the RICO. No, we're talking about the Mann Act. We're talking about the 2 charges of the Mann Act. Obstruction of justice. Let me think for a minute. Defendant willfully obstructed the administration of justice respected to the investigation prosecutions. I'm not gonna check that one. I'm trying to be. I don't know. I want to hit him with the bam, wham, bam, thank you, man. But I'm trying to be as level-headed as what we know. Acceptance of responsibility. No, he doesn't accept any responsibility, except the defendant does not demonstrate acceptance of responsibility. No, because he wants to retrial and run it back. Acceptance of responsibility. The defendant clearly demonstrates acceptance of responsibility for the offense through conduct of truthful admission of no, because they gave him a plea deal. And he said no. So there's no acceptance. Okay, full acceptance with this. So if he would have accepted some responsibility, that would have lessened his sentence. Remember that when they tried to give him, I heard his plea deal, what they was giving him 27 years? And they would have took his money. If they hit him with the RICO to 5 counts and the plea deal was 27 years, they would have took all his money. That's why he was like, nope, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to play $10 million. We're going to go to trial. I had to sit there and listen to everything and be embarrassed or embarrass my family and my kids. Full acceptance with assistance. Defendant qualifies for a -2 level reduction and has assisted authorities in the investigation and prosecution of their own misconduct by timely notifying authorities and entering a plea guilty. Nope. Criminal history. Ooh, this is interesting. Criminal history points are calculated based on prior. Well, look. I'm going to say 0. He's got 0. I got to be honest. He's got 0 criminal history. Even though he had that trial with J-Lo with the bang bang, but he paid off the witnesses and he had Johnny Cochran, so he walked. So, but the judge knows differently. The judge knows. Months already served. He's been in there. He got arrested September. We're in August. been in there 11 months. Okay, time already served, 11 months. Understanding judicial um, discretion. What? Up, understanding judicial. Is this what the judge? This is what the judge is doing, right? The judge is sitting here. How much time should I give him? He's facing 20 years, guys. He can do them concurrently at the same time, or he can stack them back to back. Understanding judicial discretion departures, upward departures, but based on violence, uncharged conduct, or multiple victims. Well, multiple victims. Extreme departure, subsequent departure, significant moderate departure. What is this? Based on cooperation, family ties, and overstated criminal history. Based on family ties. He has strong family ties. He was okay. Cooperation, he cooperated. He was coming to New York to turn himself in. He's been cooperating, right? He has strong family ties. His family showed up in court every day, almost every day. Overstated criminal. He had no criminal activities. Moderate departure. I'm not really sure what this is. I'm gonna leave it at 0. I'm not really. Custom variance override guidelines range. Enter months. Sentencing outside the guideline range factors. Maximum 240 to 20 years, 10 years prison count consecutively. So the max he could get is 20 years. He specified this will override calculated guidelines. Examples: 80 months upward for violence victims, 12 months downward for parents of cooperation and family. What is 18 USC? Hold on, I gotta Google something real quick. I gotta Google sentencing guideline real quick. We trying to be the judge over here? USC 18 guidelines, factors for judge must consider when determining sentence federal court. The factors ensure that sentences are significant but not greater than necessary, promoting fairness, consistency in the sentence, including the nature, the circumstances of the offenses and defense history and characteristics. He can't overcharge. The judge can do whatever he wants, but they're saying you need to be fair. If most people get arrested for the Mann Act and do 2 years and they get home without bail, why are you coming and hitting him with the 20 years? Nature of the circumstances of the offense, history and characteristics of the offense, serious of just the punishment, deterrence, public protection, rehabilitation. Public protection, protecting the public from future criminal acts by the defendant. See, he's got all those civil cases. This is probably going to jam him up right here. This is what the judge is thinking about. Public protection, protecting the public from future criminal acts by the defendant. And over here, rehabilitation, providing the defendant with educational, vocational training, medical care, correctional treatment facility. He needs to be rehabilitated. I don't know. Can prison rehabilitate him? Does he want to be rehabilitated? Is he a sociopath? Okay. Upward, based on violence, uncharged conduct, or multiple victims. Okay, multiple victims. I'm going to put extreme. Multiple victims. I'm giving them okay. We're going to calculate this sentencing right here. I'm playing judge a room. I'm up here doing the sentencing guidelines. Here we go. Sean Combs, 2 counts, level 14, transportation, 2 victims, interstate, use of computer on the internet, fraud and coercion because they were lied to and rugged. I also put defendant, organized, led, managed, supervised, 1 or more participants of the criminal activity. So the base levels of 14. 2 victims, interstate is a level 2. Use of computer internet is number 2. Fraud and coercion is a level 4. Organized leader is level 3. Defendant, organized, led, manage, or supervise 1 or more participants in criminal activity. No acceptance is 0. The defendant has not demonstrated acceptance of responsibility for the offense. He's criminal history, none. Months served, 11. Extreme departure. I gave him 11.6. I gave him the max on that, based on violence, uncharged conduct, or multiple victims. Okay, here we go. I'm going to calculate the sentence, guys. I sent this into 135 to 168 months, offense level 33, criminal history, category 1, transportation to engage. And you know what? I tried to be fair. I was as honest as I could be, right? Diddy's getting 15 years. Diddy's getting 15 years, guy. I just went through it. You guys sound. I went through this, guys. I don't have to go through this anymore. 15 years. I went through the paperwork. I went through the politics. I went through his propensity to violence. We read the letters to the judge. 15 years. Let me know in the bottom. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think he's going to get. I'm up out of here. I'll be back with another live later, guys.